to computer. So we're going to be sewing the Trilithon today, or at least getting started on it. So for this, in all you need is a pack quarter, which you can get almost anywhere these days. So this is in usually about 20 inches. This one's a little longer by 18 inches. This one again is a little longer. It's gonna mess with our measurements. It's fine. Piece of cloth, and you're just gonna cut it into 6 pieces that are relatively even. So you can't just cut it in half and get 6, but you can cut it one direction in half and then get 3 on in 3. So that's what we're gonna do. So the side that is 20, is that this one? Hang on. Yes, this is the side that is 20 something. So we're gonna fold it in half this way and see how long it is. All right, just making sure the ends are all nice and even. Flatten it out. It does help to wash it or iron it first. I have done neither to provide an example of what that looks like. Now I'm going to see how big it is. I've got my nice measuring board here. There, you can't see this, can you? All right. So it looks like it is 11 inches by whatever we said here, 19. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and cut this at the 11th mark. I do apologize. I did buy the world's most confusing looking piece of fabric here. I'm gonna cut on this side so we can see what we're doing. All right, so I'm using a cutting board. If you have a pair of scissors, you could fold this in half and cut it. I am doing it this way because I have the tool and I'm going to use the tool. All right. So use my big honkin' guide thing here. And it's even defeated a little bit by it being a little too long, but when you're using one of these, you line it up on both sides. Line it up by the numbers to double guide yourself there. All right, so that should be a relatively straight line. Cut that. This is going to go off the edge a little bit, and I don't want it to cut the fabric underneath, so I'm just pulling it off a little. I missed. Didn't go over that spot. I need to replace the blade on this. It's a little dull. Stopping these. I know I have rotary blades somewhere. Don't want to buy them again. All right. So now we have 2 pieces that are 11 inches tall by 19 inches wide. So 18 nicely divides into 3 6-inch pieces. 19 is not too bad. So we can make our lives easier by cutting off that extra inch, and that is probably the way to make it um, the least annoying way to do this. So here, I am going to cut 3 6-inch lines. So my ruler is 6 inches wide, which makes life very convenient for me when I'm doing this. So all I have.
The last time I had one of those rulers, it was so annoying. It was 6.5 inches, and I was like, this was worse. Why in the
that,
world did we buy this?
that's awful.
Yeah. It
So
was
some of
because it was
mine is
intended to be 6 inches plus a seam allowance.
oh,
Yeah.
that's all. I make no allowances for my seams. And again, really got to get these blades replaced. And then this one should have a little bit of overhang. It's got that extra inch and whatnot on there. Now, you might have been like, hey, why not chop off that inch to begin with? Well, half of that inch or a third of that inch seems to have disappeared into the ether. So better to cut what you need first and then cut off the excess rather than cutting off the excess because you're sure you have that much excess, right? And we're going to be pairing these right side to right side. So we have the wrong sides out. You're also going to want, we figured out how much stuffing we wanted in there, right? Well, do you remember what it was yesterday?
What you sent me was 50 grams.
50 grams of stuff.
Now that's what you sent me. Now that doesn't mean that's what you actually put in when you first made these.
I feel like 50 grams of stuffing sounds about. I think it
I
was like
think it's about right too.
I think I measured it in ounces. So if 50 grams is short a full ounce of whatever,
It
so
is.
whatever that ounce is was probably what I was aiming for.
That would be 2 ounces.
2 ounces.
Oh, wait, hold up. Maybe an
That doesn't matter.
ounce in weight is not the same.
It would weigh, it was by weight, I know when I was packing the bags of things, not fluid ounces for sure.
Yeah, you were definitely, yeah, no, well, because a weight ounce and a fluid ounce are not the same weight.
Correct.
So weight ounce is 29, 28.3 grams. So yeah, you were most likely aiming for 2 ounces.
Yeah. All right. Look at this one. Got a bit of a
I
top.
can't. It's not in screen.
I know, but it's not even the. I'll have to, I'll have to check it before it wrecks itself.
What I often do when I'm filming something that is not like intentionally using my cutting board,
Hmm.
I will line up my cutting board with the awkward side of the screen recording, like
Hmm.
ahead of time to be like, okay, this is the edge of where my camera goes.
I usually do that. Well, not with the screen, but I make a chalk outline on, whatever the
Mm,
surface I'm using is,
mm, mm,
to
mm,
tell me when I've gone beyond the borders or where my fog of war is, as it were.
mm.
Yeah. I didn't do that today, and I apologize. Because I'm definitely filming a little higher. Here we go. I should do this. That fixes it a bit.
I was hoping to finish one of these before you finish cutting,
Ooh.
but I don't think so. I don't
Who
think that's
says
happening.
I'm done cutting?
That's what I said, but I'm only like halfway around. Maybe I'm 2/3 of the way around.
So it looks like this second set is slightly longer than the first set. I don't know how. It just happens. So one of this slightly longer set, I'm going to have be the top of our Trilithon. And the one that doesn't quite match up, I'm going to have be the other leg, but I am going to match it up. So I'm just going to take a moment and figure out what that looks like. Edge to edge, edge to edge. There we go. That's 6 inches.
If we ever get around to it, I do still have all the fabric to have the right to bear arms. So
Oh, you want to do
That
that
is another
again?
thing. Hmm?
You want to do that one again? That was Rosanna's.
No, I haven't done it yet. I just bought the fabric. I was with you when I bought the fabric.
Oh, right. You bought it over here in the US of A. Did you hear that our Joann's all closed down?
Yeah.
Very tragic.
Oh, I sent you a related thing on Instagram this
Oh,
weekend. Our patron saint Joe of Anne. You should look at it. It's really cute.
I will do so afterwards. Let's see here. So I'm gonna pin the top with a different color. So I remember it's the top. Out. Yeah, and bottom.
Eons ago, there was a bag that my mother started to make consistently
Hmm.
that was super easy. Now, it definitely required a sewing machine, so I don't know that I could easily do it here until I invest in a sewing machine, which I'm trying not to.
Hmm. Oh, I just
But
realized if I am putting this up on my YouTube channel, I should announce you. This is the dancing herbalist. You should follow her. I'll include a link.
yeah, I do have the intention of actually starting to do things again next year for the Dancing Herbalist. We'll see how that goes. Let's see.
Putting my needle and thread. Glue, you cannot serve me this day, but I appreciate you all the same. All right. Well, so I'm also going to show, I'm not there yet by any means, but this about this much stuffing. Julian
This
said,
much.
about the size of a human head, but it's not packed down. So, and human heads come in various sizes. So, use your judgment. Probably a little more if you like yours to be like, you know, uh, firm human head, and then maybe a little less if you like to be a very squishy head. This was I thought, a good amount of squish for a head. Um, I just like this is not how you wear this. It should be like this. My finger armor.
Yes, this is one of the first projects I can ever remember doing that I was like, oh, I wish I had a thimble, but I do not have a thimble.
This one. One of these needles is embroidery. One is not. One will help me. One will not. There we go. All right. So I'm gonna take some thread. Now I like to do um just a modest amount of thread. I don't have anything to prove to anyone, so I'm not going to take like 9 yards of thread. This is about it's about the length of my arm doubled.
When I'm thinking about how much thread I use, I always am like, I don't want to like waste too much thread. And then
Mhm.
I'm like, I don't think I've ever finished a spool of thread. So I'm like, I don't know why I'm worried about
I have
not
finished
wasting.
so many spools of thread in my time.
I definitely
Oh,
haven't.
like I have there was a time where I like half filled a garbage can. It was like a little, like a little room garbage can, but still a
Yeah.
little garbage can, half filled with empty spools after a whole bunch of projects at once. It was quite the weekend. I have double looped my thread. Where's the camera? I keep thinking that this is the camera. This is the camera. I've double looped my thread through here, or I've run the thread through here and I have it doubled up, right? So I'm going to tie the tail off, just a simple little knot here. I'm going to trim the excess off, but if you don't want to, it's not going to matter because it's going to be on the inside. And what we're going to do is take the three of these and we're going to sew around and back up and stop with about a 2-inch area here. And so for both legs, you kind of want them both on the same end. So if you've got a pattern orientated in any particular way, I have not orientated this pattern in any particular way. Um, if you want an up and a down, put them on the up, the top of your pattern, because they are going to eventually, they'll be sewn shut, but they're really going to be tucked into the base of the top of the trilithon. So the end shape of the trilithon is leg, leg, and then that thing lying across that's going to be sewn to it. So the tops of these will be like, and kind of like the inside of the arm on a doll, right? It's going to be hidden. That's why you want them in a particular spot as opposed to just wherever you feel is nice. But also, this is yours, so you can also do wherever you feel is nice.
Kat, I
Um,
finished a leg before you started.
Woohoo! So I usually start off by anchoring my thread, which means I go through most of the way and then slip through this hole made by the two threads being tied together, and then
Kat, you should move your hands up or your camera down so we can see you better.
oh, see if it works. It's not weird. You can see my freckles better. Come here. Enhance. Sometimes when I snap, makes the camera focus. I don't know why. I think there's too much white. Behold. There, does that help? Better? Worse?
No, that's better. Dee came back about 15 minutes ago, and then a cat escaped, and then I believe she left again.
Oh, party. Also, D is with us.
Yeah, I narrowly avoided the cat escaping a second time today because he's feeling frisky with the cool air.
Uh, so D, we are recording this. I am possibly going to put it up on my little YouTube channel. So I just wanted to let you know that. Um, and we're working on the Trilithon, obviously. So I took a fat quarter, which is usually about 20
Yeah,
inches by about 18 inches. I cut it
yes.
in half along the 20 inches to get three 10-inch, I'm sorry, two 10-inch panels that were both 18 inches long, and then cut each of those into three. So I have six things that are 6 inches by 10 inches long. And then I've paired them up right side in. I did a little pinning just to keep them together the way I wanted to. And now we're sewing the legs. So we're sewing around,
Yes.
leaving whatever you want to be the top, about a 2-inch wide space for us to flip it inside out and then stuff. And the reason why we're doing the
Right.
top of both of these is because the top of both of these will be sewn into the underside of the
Yeah, it'll be
Trilithon,
hidden with the.
hidden within, yes.
I'm all about hiding the funny looking parts of seams.
So I find that a very simple, just straight line stitch is going to do you here, unless you're really going to aim to beat up the Trilithon all day, every day. Um, I would just pay special attention to the corners. I would not in the corners, or I would not. I would, I would not is what I would do. That's what I'm going to do. Because that way, if a line starts, if a seam pops or something like that, at least it'll stop at the corners. You could also choose to do it like every 5 inches or something like that too. Um, However
Yeah,
you want
that's
to
good
go.
reinforcement too.
Yes. You could also go through.
I'll probably use the machine on mine, honestly.
Yeah, I mean I'm doing it hand stitched because it's easier to do on camera, but I would normally just throw this in the machine. It would take no time at all to do this part of it.
I don't have a sewing machine.
Well, that's why I'm teaching you the way of the
It's
non-sewing
important
machines.
to see the hand sewing too.
I know, I prefer
If
hand
I
sewing.
wait
I
to hand
always
sew, it will be 3 years until I finish mine too.
That's
I am
okay.
determined to
Then
finish
you're
this
in the
today. I've had the
States.
supplies for 3 years.
Yeah.
Exactly. I have a number of projects that are in UFO status because if I get to a point where I don't like doing that one part, and then it's like, well, I've got other clothes to wear.
Um, if you remind me, uh, I do have more than one sewing machine. If you would like a sewing machine, Jillian, next time you're in the
And
States,
Kat, how much do you think it's going to cost to ship that to Korea?
you could just hug it. Have it be like put it in a cat carrier, right? And be like, this is my pet sewing machine. Listen to it
Do you
purr.
know how much it costs to bring a pet on an airplane?
I
About the
mean,
same amount it would cost to mail a sewing machine to Korea.
you get one carry-on, right? They probably don't want you to carry on a sewing machine. They're probably like,
No,
that's
it would be
funny.
cheaper to just buy a sewing machine in Korea.
All right, I suppose. So, uh, 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 uh,
But it's more that I don't have the space. And I have been thinking about moving in a few months.
mhm.
But moving is a real process.
There are
I've got a
also
lot of
smaller handheld sewing machine. Actually, there's a lot of they've started doing these little mini sewing machines now. So like functionally it's a sewing machine, but they're like this is for a kid. And I'm like a kid can use a regular size sewing machine,
yeah.
but like they are yay big. Well, my hand is not in the screen. They are yay big. Nope, yay big, right? Like to here and maybe about that squared. And like that's so small, but depending on what you're doing, I'm not gonna be able to make like a prom gown with it, but if I was sewing a Trilithon, it would be both helpful and space saving. If I see one pop up on Amazon again, because Amazon likes recommending them to me, and I'm like, technically I have four. I have three sewing machines, uh, three three different sewing machines now. All three of them were gifted to me by different people, which I very much appreciate because I sew a lot, and if any one of them goes down, it is nice to have a backup. It is perhaps unnecessary to have two backups. Perhaps. Um,
I got a sewing machine maybe when I was in like high school or something, or maybe early college that I used. And it always had a problem with its tension. And we had it serviced multiple times, and it always had a problem with the tension, and we never could figure out why.
that's the demon. The demon got in it. So you know when one gets in a sewing machine because then you have tension problems forever. That's just what it is. Like somebody sews a lot, be like, I have tension problems with my sewing machine I can't get rid of. There's a demon in your machine. Or devil. Sometimes they call it a devil, but it's same difference sort of thing. You have an evil presence in your machine that now lives in the machine. Sometimes it is a relative of, but not the same as a copier demon. The thing that always
Oh,
breaks
see,
the
those I battle very well. Like
printer.
I am very good with the copier demons.
Yeah.
I worked at a Staples copy center for a year.
Oh, that's you
So
are
those I can fight off.
you are sworn to the fight for that.
I have only been at my new job for a month and a half, and already they know me as the one that can fight the printer demons.
Yeah.
They always come to me. And I'm like, I should tell the school they need to, pay me more for this because this is a service that is not technically included in my contract. But I regularly have people being like, here, come spend an hour trying to fix the printer. And I'm like, sorry, this is a problem I cannot fix because it is inside the broken printer parts that I cannot access without equipment.
As an administrator in life, I would constitute that as a other duties as assigned sort of job.
We do not do that here in Korea
Ah.
because a lot of times at these locations, the printers are rented.
Mm.
And because they're rented, the companies we rent them from are the ones that are technically required to fix them. So
Mm-hmm.
every single time they break, we call someone and they come in.
Mm-hmm.
So it is not my responsibility. It is like it's included in the renting for the technicians to come.
Mm-hmm.
So like it is someone's job and it is not my job.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But technicians take hours versus we need printing done in minutes.
Yeah. Gonna say I'm pretty sure we have, the ability to call tech services on different things, but if it was just like a paper jam or something like that, they'd be like, "Why didn't you fix this yourself?"
See, that's just it because I don't know what's going on with these other teachers because it's not paper jams. And I'm like, I don't know how you are having these problems because there is nothing. There's literally just ghosts in the printers that make it so the Korean teacher's printing doesn't print.
Yeah, exactly. So that's exactly how sewing machines work as well.
Yeah.
That there's
And
some,
all I do is open it up, give it a little tap tap, and close it up, and then it's good to go. And I don't know, the Korean teachers just can't do that
I,
because it's
I
never the
frequently
boring
get
teacher.
they
Never
ask
the
me,
boring teacher.
how did you fix that? And I'm like, it's percussive maintenance.
It's like when you blow on the game cartridge.
No, it's when you smack something. If you kicked it and it starts working, you perform percussive maintenance.
No, that's definitely no, like totally. I like open up the boxes and then I close the boxes and I'm like, it's good. Don't worry.
There we go. You just need to appease it by giving it a little breath of fresh air.
Yeah, we gotta air out its nether regions.
It was lonely. It just wanted you to visit it.
It's true, the printer is not in the teacher's room. It's like in the back of a hallway. So
Mhm.
nobody ever hangs out with the printer.
Aw, poor printer. You're just
We actually have
lonely.
two printers, but I actually don't even know how to print to the second one.
That's
I
like
don't
being
I think
mad
the
that your
computers
like
print
pet
stupid.
gets upset when you leave and tears up a couch cushion. I'm like, that is on you for not providing an enriching environment for your
Yeah.
printer. Like whenever I start
Yeah.
sewing, I usually, if I'm using the machine, I'll start off with some kind of waistcloth, like some sort of sacrifice, that it can
Hey
chew
Kat,
on
you
for
and
a
I
little
should
bit.
start a podcast.
But
You and I should start a podcast.
we can start a podcast. That could be fun.
We could do witchy and weird, wacky
How to
things.
properly exercise office equipment.
That sounds so inappropriate.
All right. So we've got one of these done. All right. So when we'd have three of them done, we would, or again, your preference. Anyway, when they're done, you're gonna want to turn them inside outsies. Now, this may be difficult for some of you, but not for me, because
Do you
I
have a stick?
I have a stick.
I have spoons.
What?
I have spoons.
Spoons? Oh, like a wooden spoon?
Yeah, remember I just found them, the big, long, ridiculous wooden spoons that I got that you then sent me more spoons.
Yes. I wanted to make sure you had enough.
I already had enough, and we stopped doing that
No,
project.
no, that was your thingy. I was waiting for you to say you wanted to do another one.
We just didn't have another event that year, I think.
Yeah. Uh, do, 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 do. So in particular, especially since this is a square structure, you want to make sure those little corners get pressed out by the stick. If you want to be truly extra, you could go and do some piping around this whole thing, and I am not going to show you how to do that because you even know what piping is. You probably know how to do it yourself. I am extra, but I am not today the extra that needs to do piping on my Trilithon. All right. So here's one of our little fellows here. Oh, they look so nice. Not to toot my own horn. And if I wanted to, I could iron this, right? That's something I can do. But I'm also a millennial, and we agreed as a generation to stop ironing things. And I want to support that. So I'm gonna not iron it. What I can do instead is take a third of the head with my eyeballs. I will take a third of the head. Hmm. Hiya. That feels right. And if I have excess, I'm going to leave the excess for the top of the Trilithon, right? Like if I have one ball that looks bigger than the other ones and I'm like close enough, I'll leave that excess for the tippy tap. Right. I'm going to stuff this guy. So when you get this stuff, it's usually compressed. Um, so it actually goes a lot farther than I feel like I usually see people take into account. Like if you take the time to kind of spread it out before stuffing and like put these spread out ones in there, I feel like A, you get more stuffing bang for your buck, but it also makes for a, I don't know, a pleasingly squished stuffed animal or stuffed stone sculpture at this point. Um, so that's me. I mean, I also know people that like to pack padding into their things and like have it be rock hard and like there's things for that as well where like okay, now I've got a very solid doll. I can have a stuffed doll, say, that would be able to like still stand on its own, or like a stuffed animal that could stand up on all fours instead of flopping to the floor. So like there's reasons for doing it different ways. It's all personal preference again, but I like to see if I can get it to be soft. Because when I was a kid, I used to stuff everything so hard it was not comfortable to hold. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Make the stuffed animal, but then I don't want to hug it. Yeah.
I finished my first one, but I have not flipped it yet.
Oh, and the other thing I'm going to do with mine actually is since I have previously made this, I have the regular one that I will probably use as like a, the still image for this video, the nice cute gray fluffy one. Um, so this one
The
I,
one that I'm currently sewing.
the one that you're sewing, yes.
Yeah.
So this one I made it as a slightly tougher material because I wanted to fill it with catnip for my cat to cuddle and possibly kick if she wants to kick, not to disrespect the Trilithon. I think she's just going to possibly enjoy it, and when she enjoys things fully, she sometimes kicks them, and I want it to stand up to her. She is not um not necessarily incredibly destructive, so it's probably gonna be fine. But the other one was made of fleece. And while I didn't think she would have put a hole in it, she might have like stretched it a little bit or something like that. Distorted the look of it, perhaps. And so all I need to do to put the catnip in it is to put the catnip in it. Which,
Well said.
yes. Well, it's like there's no trick to it. Just put them in there. Trick to it is remembering where the catnip is.
Sapphire is not particularly catnip interested.
Wolf really likes catnip, but she would like to eat it. And then I guess it does not necessarily agree with her. So I would like her to play with catnip scented toys for greatest joy in both of our lives.
Oh, I want to take a nap.
I would put away your sewing supplies first.
I don't think I'm going to take a nap.
Oh,
I'm kind of like waiting for my coffee to get cold in the fridge, and then I will drink the coffee, and then I will be awake for the day.
I
Hopefully.
am surprisingly awake considering I was up all last night. I did not even like semi-nap. I was just flat out up for the vigil. It was a lot of fun. We had a good time. And I made a lot of progress working on so I'm working on a so you use online names. Honeybee Weaving is making a she does the one day I'll pronounce it correctly. Amaguris.
Hmm.
You know what I'm talking about. The
Yeah,
little
I have a book on it.
the little
I
critters.
started to make one.
Yarn. So she makes them of characters, all sorts of characters, but in particular, if she is going to like a convention and she is saying somebody that she likes, like something she's a fan of, and she like maybe gets like an autograph session or something like that, and if she has time, obviously, not everybody in the world that's ever met her, unfortunately, has one of these, because that is unrealistic expectations. But if she has time to do all the things, then she will very often make an amiguri for them. And usually not usually, always they're ecstatic and very pleased with it. But every so often, and she makes these like really incredible creative ones. I will also link her in the thingy if I'm putting this up on YouTube. Um, but she doesn't have a YouTube. She has an Instagram. Um, so a lot of
Cat.
these are D&D, like online D&D players, like Critical Role, Acquisitions Incorporated, that sort of thing. And so D&D characters can have very distinctive looks that are not necessarily something that like a pattern exists for. Also, we're good on this guy at the moment. Yeah, go on to the next one.
I have a
So
question on sewing.
yes,
I now have two inside out legs. Can I
okay.
get a brief starter for the top?
So the top, I like to put the opening for the top. Where my camera here? This is a bad spot for my camera. I like putting the opening of the top along the middle. Because if you think of it like I'm gonna have this set up somewhere, right? Like my little uh Trilithon thing. I don't know if that's been yesterday actually. My little Trilithon thing is gonna be standing somewhere, um, perhaps leaning against a wall or something like that. I'll be able to see the sides of the stone and the front of the stone. So the thing that's gonna be out of view would be the back of the stone. So you want like here-ish to be your open spot. It makes sense.
I have a question that I had assumed the answer to, but it sounds like that is not a correct assumption.
Well,
In that the legs and the top are not continual stuffing.
no, no.
So I am going to sew all three, stuff all three, close all three, and then sew them together.
You do not need to close the legs because you're going to sew the legs to the top.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's okay.
So
Okay.
that's,
Now
you
I
don't have
am
to do
now
that.
on the same page.
Yes. So basically you're going to do this straight edge stitch for all three of them. The only difference being that one of them has the opening in a different spot.
Yep.
And then you're going to ladder stitch the legs and the back. The ladder stitch legs to the top and the back closed. That makes sense. What was I saying? Oh wait, so I was talking about Honeybee Willing and stuff. Um, so she does these guys, right? And there are times where they have some sort of accessory where she's like, this just not would not work as a yarn thing. And so that is when she comes over to me and is like, hello, Kay. With your ability to do things out of clay, could you make me a clay thing? And so then I do my best to make her a clay thing because that is a thing I do. Um, so like shell commission, like uh she did a really amazing looking Janeway for a Star Trek convention. Not that we were meeting Janeway, just that she was she was vending at the convention. And Janeway's, I'm sorry, that's not her real name. Kate Mulgrew, Mulgrew. I'm so bad with names. Kate, Kate. I know her first name is Kate. I don't want to mangle her last name. Anyway, I think she introduced herself. Again, I'm terrible with names. I am sorry. She was a lovely woman. Uh, I believe she said she was something to the tune of her marketing type person, and that um she often looked for, basically, the handmade type memorabilia. Because obviously you can get, if you have an action figure made of you, you probably either get one or it's available online if you want one type of thing, right? But if somebody is making fan art type things, that is harder to track down to see if maybe you want one. Um, so apparently when she's at these conventions, she'll keep an eye out for things like that for Kate in case Kate might want, you know, memorabilia of her character. And she saw Honeybee's Janeway. Wow, hard to switch the names. Uh, she saw the Janeway, and I guess she sent a picture to Kate, and then Kate wanted it, so she came back and ordered one. And the Janeways at the table had coffee cups that I had made for her because when she made the Janeway, I was like, oh, uh, you should have some sort of reference to a coffee
Accessory.
cup. Yeah, because of the whole, there's coffee in that nebula thing. And I was like, people will enjoy that if you do so. And so Honeybee was like, well, how about you make a little coffee cup for her to hold or something like that. And she commissioned, I forget how many, but like commissioned some. And apparently people did like that. And the Janeways sold out. So I can't remember if she got the last one. I believe she missed out on buying them at the con. She commissioned one. And so it's very cool. Um so Kate Mulligrew has a Janeway that Honeybee made. And then
That's really cool.
right? It's so cool.
Yeah.
Uh and then, tiniest of feathers in my cap, she has a teeny tiny Janeway coffee mug. Um, but there's a whole bunch of them out there like that, where there's like, Missy made this incredible thing. I'm sorry, Honeybee made this incredible thing, and then I'm like, I made some kind of tiny accessory, and I'm like, yay, I did the tiny accessory. But anyway, so somebody in the group, it's the new character, so I haven't actually even seen them all yet because I don't follow it as closely as her. Um, I am rubbish at remembering when, something is out, I guess. So like it's usually her telling me, oh, X episode is out, you want to watch it, or did you see it type of thing. Um, so I haven't seen most of the new bits, or maybe even they're not started yet and they're just talking about their characters. I don't know. Anyway, one of the people that she was, I think, aiming to see at a convention that's coming up, without giving out too much personal details. Anyway, this character has a lute, and it's a very nice little lute. It's blue. She told me the character name. As previously mentioned, I'm terrible with the name, so I'm not even gonna try to remember what it was. Um, but it's a lovely little lute, and she was like, "Do you think you could make me a lovely little lute about yay big for this guy?" And I was like, "I think I might be able to do something with that." And so last night I was working on it. Um, so with the clay, you can make something, cook it, add something to it, cook some more, yada yada, right? And so she did not ask for, a attempt at a functional lute.
Oh
But
gosh.
I am who I am, right? So I looked up how one would make a lute if one was making. And I definitely spent a lot more time on this thing trying to make it a functional lute. Or I'm making it towards trying to be a functional lute, significantly more than it needs to be. Um, so that is a thing I've been doing. But we got working on that a bit last night, and that was a good time for me because I was like, I'm up late. I might as well work on this while we're chit-chatting. And I was looking to see how many it's not a guitar, it's a lyre. But I don't know what, I guess lyre strings are called.
Poor
So
boy with a lyre.
what?
Sorry, I was just quoting Hades Town.
Uh, I have not seen Hadestown.
Oh, I know Honeybee has seen it. It
Yes,
is.
she is definitely a big fan of Hadestown.
I am a fan of Hades Town too.
I like Greek mythology. I've read all the Stephen
Hades Town's
Fry
good
books.
because Hades Town, not to completely change the subject,
Mhm.
but Hades Town, while it's Greek mythology,
Uh,
it is steampunk era
ooh,
with modern problems and unintentional modern references.
okie dokie. Excuse me.
Because there's an entire song, which I think, in my opinion, is the most what's the word? The most thought-provoking,
Hmm.
contemplative song in the whole story about building the wall.
Oh, okay. Well,
So it's more of a not the physical tangible wall, but it is much more a philosophical wall,
uh-huh.
but lines up with the experiences that have happened as of the past years
Mhm.
when the musical was written.
Okay. Yeah,
But it's got some good philosophy stuff to it, so
yeah, I was gonna say I generally enjoy retellings of well, enjoy is probably the wrong word because I'm always like, maybe it'll work out this time. Uh
which is also a line from the musical.
I haven't seen it. Don't spoil it. Um, but
You can't spoil that. That is the whole concept of the show.
no.
That
Um,
is the whole story
I don't know.
point.
Maybe it works out this time.
Exactly. I cannot.
You can't tell
I'm sure
me.
Missy knows the answer. I'm sure Missy knows this one. Uh, the
Don't tell
original
me.
cast,
No spoilers.
the ori the original cast. No, no, this is
Mm.
a real thing. The original cast, the two leads, the at the very last show got engaged. Like their last
Oh, that's nice.
performance, they got engaged. So like super sweet. Like yeah,
But yeah,
yeah,
I every time Orpheus and Eurydice, every time I'm like, maybe it'll work out this time, and I'm like, categorically no, right? Like I should know better, and yet every time I hope.
yeah.
Makes me sad just to think about. Okay, we're changing the
Oh, me
subject.
too. Oh, we need something different.
We need something different. Here, I will tell you my speaking of, torturous things that we inflict ourselves on. So I look at the image online of this thing, and I'm like,
The
okay,
lyre
surely it has somewhere
or
between
the
four
lute.
and six strings, right?
Yep.
Because this is like total, it's like 4 or 5 inches long, this loop. So I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can really do six. Maybe four. Maybe four, it'll work out, Let's see. It's eight. It's an 8 string instrument. Eight. Sadistic. Unnecessary. So I was trying my best last night to make a minuscule bridge and what's the bit of the instrument, up here,
Okay.
up on the top where you
The
have the
head and the neck.
screws.
The head and the neck.
The head. On the head of the instrument, I was making holes for 8 little representations of the screws. This camera
Yeah.
is not where we need to be. Okay.
Whoa.
Representations of the screws. Um, and then on the bridge, 8 holes without collapsing the clay for a string to come through later. Metal string, because I don't think that regular string will hold up over time. There we go. All right. That's 2 done. Hey, stuff this bad boy and get some cat nip in there. So yes, but I was, having a fun time torturing myself with that, as one does. We'll say too, if you want to do a little thicker on the legs to get it to stand better, you can, but it should stand as long as you're placing them in a good distance from each other. They should stand up when attached to the backing of the top.
I haven't stuffed them yet. I was gonna wait and stuff them all at the same time.
Ah, no, no. How can you see your progress?
I can see my progress.
There you go.
There's a computer game I have right now that there's no actual like progression to it. It's just like do a level, then do another level. There's no like
Hmm.
real aim. And all it is use your little machine to clean up all the dirt and
Hmm.
then water all the plants. That's all you do. But sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm gonna clean up all the dirt first, and then I'm like, then I'm gonna water all the plants. And sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do all this corner, then I'll do all the next corner, and then I'll be like, okay, I'll do it all. I'll complete this area before I go into the next one. And I'm always in debate which one I think is actually a faster method
Hmm.
because I think it is actually faster to do all the cleaning and then do all the watering.
Are you doing it for the fun of it?
Yeah, it's just a game.
Okay.
Like that's all the game is. It's
Well, no,
like
like
it's like
does
a
it do anything for you if you do faster? Like, what is the purpose of
no.
doing faster?
Well, because sometimes the levels take like 20 minutes and sometimes they take like an hour and it's like which am I like taking a long time doing one way or another way?
Oh, just trying to feel it out.
And
Yeah, put some more catnip in here.
where is the wolf right now?
She is
These
sleeping,
efforts.
which is good because I don't think I would be able to defend this from her. She wanted to get it. And there's lots of little pins and needles over here, so I would like her to wait until it is done to try and play with it. I'm gonna need to grab more stuffing from her area though, so that's another reason why I'm like, I want to stuff this all first before making attempts on anything here.
Two pieces did not have the same amount of stretch. Oops.
Oh, they might have been cut at different angles, maybe?
No, I just wasn't paying attention as I was sewing along the edge.
Ah,
And I just stretched the closer side to me more. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I think I'll definitely need to grab some more of my stuffing.
Okay, so non-sad story. The reason I went to go see I went to go see Hades Town on my birthday a few
Mm.
years back. And I went that day because an idol that I liked was in it, and I had never seen him perform before because he's like pretty famous, so too popular for me to ever like go see him perform as an idol.
Mm.
And I was like, oh, great, he's performing on my birthday. I think that's a very reasonable outing choice.
Sure.
And I am gonna get to go see him the weekend after my birthday this year. So I'm like, oh yeah, I get to see him near my birthday, which is great. And I'm actually gonna get to go see him perform as an idol this time. So it'll be cool. So I'm excited to go do that. Because he was like the first K-pop idol that I followed,
Uh, is that
well before
Mint?
Mont existed. No, Mint is the fandom name for Mont.
Ah,
See how those names go together?
yes.
So this idol that I would go see, his stage name is Schumann, and his group is called EXO, which is spelled EXO.
Uh,
And their fans, oh my gosh.
wait. This is going on my YouTube channel. Don't get me canceled or something.
So, no, I know. I just haven't followed them a long time. So the the newer name of the fans are Aries.
Uh-huh.
Um, and I
Oh.
don't actually know where the Aries came from. But what
Mm.
happened was that the idols then consistently were mispronouncing Aries.
Mm-hmm.
So fans started hearing cherries.
Uh,
So there's now a joke that fans are cherries.
oh, okay.
Now, that doesn't carry over to all of the idols because there was a kind of a breakup of the group. The group itself didn't actually like break up, but the company and some of them in the group have disassociated. So Schumann is one of the ones that has left that company.
Mm-hmm.
So he has his own stuff he does now. And I honestly don't know if he has a name for his own fans because I haven't been following him specifically like enough to be like, I'm not
What's
stalking him
this?
anymore.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
originally the fans were called XOLs,
Okay.
because the group was divided into two different groups. There was XOK for the Korean group, and then there was XOM for the Mandarin group. And so naturally, the fans have to be between the two groups. So what letter is between K and M? L. So they are the XOLs.
Ah, I can see the logic of that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Aries came around because it was a play on XOL. They were like I think it was just a pronunciation error, is my remembrance.
Okay.
I think they were trying to say like Ellie's,
Oh,
and
okay.
that turned into Aries, which turned into cherries.
Sure. Language is fluid.
Especially when it's multiple languages.
Mm-hmm. Just about ready to working on coming around the bend for the top. How are you doing there?
I have half a middle and a half a side left, if that made any sense.
Half a middle and half a side. Okay. So ready to know about attachment techniques, but not necessarily ready to do
But I
attachment.
haven't stuffed yet, so
What?
I haven't stuffed yet.
Oh,
You can start talking about attachment because you said doing a ladder stitch. I got that.
yeah. Mhm.
That's why I was like, I want to be at this point ahead of you because I know you will catch up to me. And actually, you are catching up to me at the exact rate that I need you to.
Sweet. I try to accommodate.
See, now you will be demoing prior to me doing. So.
Oh, I'm
What's the
wait.
brown thing in your screen?
This?
Nope. Underneath your fabric.
This?
The one that's in your other hand. Other hand up. Brown
This
thing. Oh, that's your symbol.
is my thimble.
That's your symbol. I just couldn't tell from the angle it was at. It was strange.
I don't actually need it. I just like
Yeah,
it because it's shiny,
it is shiny.
and I like shiny things.
It's your battle equipment.
That's my armor. I used to do a bit of sword fighting back in the day, and I don't recommend this at home, children, but I always disliked having to wear the armor. I would rather just fight in my regular clothes, or like at the time I would wear like jeans and a sweatshirt type of thing, right? Like I wouldn't necessarily be like, aha, tank top and shorts, but I did not like having to put on the padded armor or even the like chainmail or anything like that. I just wanted to uh do my best to not 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 be where the sword came down.
Did you ever do any longsword with Mason?
I don't know if we ever sparred, Mason and I've sparred with plenty of people over the years for certain, but I don't remember specifically if, I did. Um,
Well, because Mason did some classes for a little while, or like small little practice times.
mhm. Like, yeah, I
But I
might
don't
have,
remember you being at them.
yeah, I was gonna say I might have been like, hey, you have a sword, want to have a go? But I don't remember taking a class or anything with him. The classes I took were somewhere else entirely. It was nowhere near anything about that place.
Yeah,
So,
that's what I assumed.
um, but yeah, I would just like because it's a for me it was a mobility thing, right? Like I could get around better without the armor on and avoid being hit. And if I needed to, I could usually take the hit, but it is significantly safer to do that sort of thing with your armor on. So it's not like I'm saying, oh, don't bother with it. Um, but the only armor I ever really particularly liked wearing was like greaves or having fun little thumb thingers. Or
Okay, now, Kat,
bracelet
I'm
was nice.
gonna let you know ahead of time. My current plan is to leave in 30 minutes
Okie
so
dokie.
that I can focus on getting myself ready for work.
All right. I think we might be done in that time frame. Let's see.
Yeah, I think we might be able to. Okay, I am flipping my top.
Lippy flip. I also, if you wind up sewing a bunch of stuff, I recommend getting good at a little freehand embroidery of putting your initials in things you made and the year, because
Mm,
I sew things a lot and I always forget when I make them. And it's kind of interesting to be like, oh, I made this 20 years ago, at some point in your life.
yeah.
So,
Okay, come here, stuffing.
I might need to take a moment and get more stuffing, which is easily gettable. It's just a little bit of a
So I just am stuffing everything, right? Stuff it all.
stuff it all.
And then I can close the top, right?
I leave it for the last because you might want a little more stuffing once you've sewn the bottoms on. And be like, it's not quite standing the way I
Well,
want it.
I don't intend to keep extra stuffing
Uh-huh.
because it's going in this project or going in the
Well, no,
trash.
no, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would stuff the legs and then everything else, I would mostly stuff the top and then like sew them on and then stuff the top the rest of the way so that you could be like, okay, I want it to be a little more leaning towards this side before I like mashed it into shape type of thing. Does that make sense?
Hmm. Hmm.
I don't know, right on. Hurrah. Hurrah.
Gosh, I'm so tired.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like I want more stuffing than the 50 grams, though.
Well, if you have bits of waste fabric too, you could always cut that up and stick it in there. Old clean socks, trim those up, put them in.
I do, but I wouldn't be able to do that now. Okay, I'm okay with that one.
Hi,
I just
babe.
realized it feels like I'm like massaging my, it looks like I'm massaging my chest while I'm trying to test if these are the same squishiness. I think this has to go in the,
Looks so tall when it's on the candle like this. Isn't it? You don't smell cat amp. She does. I know I lied to her. I'm a monster. I'm sorry, you do smell cat amp. I don't want to gaslight you. But you can't have it right now because I'm in the middle of sewing and there are needles over here, and you can't have needles for sure. Not up for negotiation, bib. All right, so I've got some more fabric right now, more cotton, because I too did not feel like I had sufficient cotton. But I will say the first time I made this, I did, that was the amount, like I just unstuffed the thing to figure out how much stuffing I needed. So it's possible maybe I used a greater seam and so made a smaller guy, if that makes sense. And that's why it needed less
well,
stuffing.
because I assume it was the same size as what I've got right now.
Yes. Also, the fleece fabric is stretchier than, say, this fabric. Um,
Okay, I think I'm good here.
so I think I both trimmed this nice and tight, but also yours has more give. So depending on how thickly you packed it in there, um, it has the give to
Trilithon!
take it.
It timbered over.
Okay.
Okay, now what?
Uh, so, all right, these guys are all about the same now. Excellent. Mm. So I'm gonna find my tops. Found my tops.
Hmm.
And figure out how I want them to stand. Like, like a so, I think, and then like a so, like that and that. Yeah, that makes me happy. All right. Now I'm going to take some of my needles and kind of pin them into place, smushing them in a little bit.
I don't have that. I don't have that.
You don't have that? I
Nope.
would have sent needles, surely. There's no sewing kit with the stuff
No,
I
no.
gave you?
I have needles. I did not prepare needles. And
Oh,
we were talking about the things that I was going to need because that requires getting back into the pile of suitcases and finding them.
okay. I mean, you can also eyeball it. I just, I feel like if it was me, I would definitely wind up having them unevenly placed if I did it that way.
Yep, probably. Okay.
So
I'll
I
take
want
that.
to see this guy
Does
here.
that look a good space age?
What? That was
Does
a
that look good space?
see this corner here? I'm
Yep.
tucking my corners in and gonna sew
Excellent.
it up to sew the edge flat so that there's not a corner sticking out.
Beautiful. I think you have yours in a lot further than I do.
You gotta smoosh
You have
it.
maybe like two, no, 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 no. I mean, no, no, sorry. Like, would you say your pillar seam is 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch from the edge? What's approximate? You look like in your like three.
I would say it's from the edge,
Yeah.
2 inches in, and I've pinned it about an inch down. So there's like an inch pressing up into the
Yeah.
thingy here.
Okay. So tuck this in. Beautiful. Tuck this in. Also beautiful. That's good. I forgot to put a knot in my thread. Very well done. Very well done.
Okay. Uh, Now let's see if I can get this one in a space where I'm likewise happy with it. I'm gonna need a few more needles. But yeah, to give an idea, like, so not pressed
Yeah,
in,
I got the idea.
and it's a good inch longer right now. So I'm gonna press it in
Yeah.
and pin it, and make it match.
Yeah, I gotta. Actually, I want those down? Maybe.
Mine is also a little further in here. There we go. As I'm pinning too, I go down and up, but as I end, I try to end back within the cloth. So I'm not gonna necessarily catch things on it. Mm.
I don't think I'm gonna finish this in the next 20 minutes.
Hopefully, dooply. Do you remember how to ladder stitch?
Yes.
Okay, that's really what's key.
I'm whipping my corners down.
Whip.
Because I assumed that that was a reasonable alternative to having pins to make sure it stays consistent. And now that I'm doing this, I want to kind of do it to the bottom corners as well,
Okie dokie.
which I feel like I should have done before I turned it inside out and stuffed it, but because that looks a lot nicer, having a nice solid square.
I need to see that bigger. You are far away in the thing I can see you on.
I don't think you saw that, but I guess you did.
But yeah, if you're
You made
talking
a
about
puppet.
finishing off the bottoms here, yes, that is an option. That was what I was joking about before with piping. Like there are ways of making this a little more uh complete. Like if I wanted to go nuts, I could square stitch both legs. I choose not to. It's okay not to. I'm not going to do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
Um,
Hmm.
I think I want to unstuff this and do those corners. And you know what? I am going to go lie down and do that this evening.
Okay.
So I think I will be much happier if I do that.
No worries. I'm gonna finish
Yeah,
this guy off to finish off the video.
you should.
So I will hang if you're gonna go take nappies because I know you gotta go to work soon.
Yeah, I need nappies.
So go have some nappies.
The coffee is not helping as much as I would like it to.
It's been lovely to hang
The
out, even
needles
if I've
have
been
been put
mostly
into a bag.
listening.
Um, Kat, how about you send me a message when you're up in the morning
Mm.
so I know when I should come back into Zoom?
I will be up for the first thing, which is probably the convocation. So at 9 a.m. I'll be back.
Which is 10 for me. Okay. Bye, Dee. I saw you unmute and then go back on mute.
Awesome.
Yeah, same.
Bye-bye.
It was lovely to spend some time with you.
Lovely to spend
Yeah,
time.
you too, you too.
Are you hanging out?
Okay,
Or are you
bye.
heading out?
I'll hang on for a few minutes.
Okay.
I'm almost finished actually eating my dinner,
Uh,
so then after that it might be pumpkin time again.
mm. Yes, basically I'm like, do I need to worry about the last thing or can I pumpkin as well when I'm done with this?
If you would rather pumpkin, I am happy to
Well, I'm gonna finish
continue to yell
this.
at the cat on mute.
Yeah. I'm gonna finish this. I was wondering if people are going to be if people are not going to be around for the last bit of the evening, which was I think a Bardic Circle, then I will be like, oh no, it's sleepy time.
How terrible. The delightful things can
Terrible.
happen in your dreams.
And then for these guys, like I said, we were doing the ladder stitch, which is a stitch that makes your stitching disappear. And make it you go in and out on the same side. But yeah, for having done the vigil last night, I am surprisingly not exhausted for some reason. Like I could take a nap, don't get me wrong, but I am not like falling asleep as I sew or anything like that. That's
Yeah.
refreshing.
Impressively coherent.
Yes, I am impressively coherent. Someone who stayed up all night for the vigil, then worked doing a thing all day, and then made food without burning down the kitchen, and then uh soda thing. Yeah, I'm pleased with myself. All
Mm-hmm.
right, so I've got I chose the just the most confusing fabric to look at for this, but doing that in up the same side, then going across in up the same sides gets you what's called a ladder stitch, and
Hmm.
it just looks like straight lines going across. But once you do like an inch or so of it, and then you start pulling on it, and
Ah,
pulling very
yes, this one.
evenly, but it does make the stitching disappear underneath, even though you sewed it from the outside. That's pretty cool. And it's how a lot of stuffed animals are finished off.
It's a super useful finishing stitch, and I almost never actually do anything with it.
Oh, I use it all the time. Just walk up to people and start ladder stitching their clothing. Excuse me, can I fix that for you? I remember correctly one day my boss came in with a hole on his jacket, and I was like, "Come with me.
What
I shall fix that right up here." He's like, "Oh, thank you."
you doing, bud?
Can't be having that going around the library, knowing that I work here. Can't be. All right. Like I have not the best camera setup for this particular one, particularly considering how confusing the color, not color scheme, the monocolor scheme of this is. But hopefully people get the idea.
I missed earlier. Is the top then like partially stuffed?
Yes, and I'm gonna
Okay.
stuff it the rest. So the top is not sealed, which is the key, right?
Right.
Like I can
It's open,
still,
but it's not empty right now. I
yeah,
missed
so
that part earlier.
I can brace against it. Like I can go in and brace against it.
Yeah, it gives you something so it's not super floppy when you're trying to sew it up.
Yeah. And then I mean, for me, it also helps me figure out where I want the legs on it, um,
Mm.
and how deeply I want the legs to go into it. Because like I have like the top inch of the legs squished down into them.
That makes sense.
I have a thread here that is entirely too thick for this job, and I am doing it with it anyway. Tangles and all.
Mm.
Think I'm going to watch a Detective Conan movie or episode after this. We were talking about Detective Conan a lot yesterday, and that's
Mm.
on my mind. And part of me is like, you could sleep.
Yeah.
You could sleep. But who needs sleep? I need answers.
Oh, sometimes it's possible to just end up sleeping in front of the TV.
Yeah, that's
Start
really the
watching
money what I'm
something
gonna
and
do
then
is
the body has its own ideas.
fall asleep watching Detective Conan is what I'm really gearing up to do. My new stuffie cuddled up with me until my cat takes it for the catnip. inside. These make a great little neck pillow too.
Yeah, I have some catnip that I grew that's finishing drying, and after that I can restuff a cat toy that I took apart ages ago so it could finally get washed. 'Cause it was very well loved, and unfortunately sometimes that means it gets a little gross.
Yeah, that happens.
That is how they do.
I had a scare many years ago of being worried that my cat ate a needle, so now I'm like really meticulous sometimes when counting out, okay, what got used? What's here? What got used?
That feels very important.
Yeah.
One of my cats is a thief, so it turns out to be pretty important to keep track of like where pens and other small items are because they will go missing and they will, I don't know, usually he doesn't hang on to them too hard,
Hmm.
but he will like put them in some place that you don't expect.
Well, she got a hold of some thread, and it was unclear at the time whether or not the thread had had a needle on it.
Mm,
And that
that
was what was
is
really worrying,
worrying.
right? Because like you don't want them swallowing a needle.
No, no, that is a bad day
Yeah.
and
So
expensive.
yeah, so that was a rough experience of worrying sick and expensive vet visits for sure. Just you're like, don't die. And then she's still here, thankfully, obviously. And as far as we can tell, she there was no needle involved. It's just at the time you don't know.
Yeah. It's if when you don't know, it's a distressing thing to not know.
Yes. Love to know for sure that there are no needles inside my cat. I'd like to ensure that without my express permission, that continues to be the state of things.
Yes. Any needles in the cat are intentional by the vet and temporary.
Yes. And I'm going to be curious if she actually plays with this because to her it's huge, first off.
Hmm.
Like even if she doesn't like it, I like the smell of catnip, so I will not be bothered by a catnip pillow. But
Right.
one wonders is like, okay, Wolf is the tiniest of cats. Would she play with a gigantic thing? Or would she be like, what are you even thinking here?
Sometimes they do. Like I've seen cats go for toys that are like half as big as they are
Hmm.
easily. So,
Yeah. Like I've occasionally seen videos online where a cat is like walking around with something essentially its size.
yeah. Oh, it's a squeaky chair. Hmm.
Yeah, just about done with this leg. Means we're getting close to being done with the whole thing. I'm sorry, I keep taking it away from the camera, but I have the most awkward placement for this camera. I really need to figure out a better setup. Oop, past all the folding needles. Stay needles? Stay needles. There's stay pins. Past all the stay pins. Oh. Mhm. Okay. Now, because I can, I'm going to tie it on the inside.
It's a good option when we have it.
Yeah. And Jillian was suggesting a thing before, and I think when I did the very original one, I did it this way, where you stuff everything through the same hole. Um,
Mm.
and so while you can do that, I chose not to. But basically you'd sew these legs onto the tippy top here, still leaving a mouth open on the tippy top, and then cut holes to align with the um, stitch we got here
Right.
to get that to work out. Sorry, I see a loose string and I'm tightening it up here. Oh, and to get tied on the outside here. Or I'm sorry, on the inside. There you go. And before I cut off a line, I like to tie my next knot so that I'm wasting as little of the thread as possible. And looking good so far.
Oh,
Oh,
Yay!
it stays.
where is stretch you out over here. Ah, excuse me. I'm sorry. I keep doing. Okay, which way do we want to go? I want to go on the outside. Excited because it's almost done. And I'm like, this is when you're going too fast and you're gonna make an error, perhaps. Calm down. Slow down, crazy. So and Sophiist.
Too much excitement over here.
What?
Too much excitement over here.
No, reckless. Recklessness is what.
This reckless abandon. Huh. Could then be another couple months. Think you are meeting maybe. Oh, hmm, come on, Megan.
What's up?
I'm fighting my oven while also watching you sew.
What are you playing?
Fighting the oven while watching you sew.
Oh, fighting the oven. Oh, okay.
Couple months.
I think with the first one I did with these, I also rushed near the end and decided to do a second loop around. I'm not going to do it with these guys, but just in case it bears mentioning in the video. Um, if you're not happy with the look, if it looks like it's too loose or something like that, it does not hurt to go around a second time. It will just give it
Oh,
a more finished look and make it very nice. I feel like I had expected this thread to run out on me before now. Now I'm going to be dangerously close to the end and possibly run out. But I do see there's more at my elbow, so that is good. Oh no, okay. This is just on the outside. Like I have wildly underestimated this thread. No, it only did do one half of the side of the thing.
come on, fairies. Stop touching stuff. We said we were Sunday. It's Sunday now. Go home. Take the gremlins with you.
Yeah. Let's see. Now is the time to tie it off.
Oh,
Yeah, I just need to do just this section and then finish stuffing and close it off.
okay.
Then it'll be done. All done.
Yeah.
Whee! I could go downstairs and change the laundry out. Very exciting day I have planned.
Hey, you're changing your laundry on the same day that you did it.
Hmm.
Not forgetting about it for 3 days.
Hmm.
So you it.
Doing it. I'm making it happen. Does it matter that I just remembered that I had the laundry and I definitely put it in for some time ago? No.
Detail,
Matters that I
detail.
remembered.
those those aren't important things. No. Still within the same 24-hour period.
Yeah,
Therefore, you.
it is well within reason time to change that around. Just gonna bring it all together by changing the laundry, throw on a detective show, and fall asleep.
So, speaking of falling asleep,
No, you gotta go to sleep. Go to sleep. That's okay. I'm
no,
committed
I'm
to
talking about
finishing. You do not. You are not required to
I'm talking
stay to
about
the end
yesterday.
here. What?
Or technically just I'm talking about I guess technically this morning.
I
I
am inches away
remember
from being done, so I'm gonna
yeah,
stay in.
I remember you made the rice balls,
Baseballs.
you
Yep.
made the and then the next thing I remember after you made the chicken
Uh-huh.
was waking up to Kiki's liver juice.
Oh yes. Yeah, at one point you just abruptly stopped talking, and I'm like, I hope she's okay.
Yeah,
And
I
like
passed out, apparently.
I had
Like,
been in the room that whole time, and then like I can't remember, it was a laundry swap or something, but I had left the room for like all of 5 minutes at one point to I went to go feed my cat um at some point in the evening, and when I came back, like literally like 5 to 8 minutes later, you had woken up and been like, oh no, I should get to bed.
yeah,
I'm like,
it's
okay,
like I
good.
woke
She's
up
like,
and I'm
okay.
like, Kiki's on. I'm like, wait, it's movie time? What happened? And I'm like,
I
literally,
thought you did
I'm
a
just,
very respectable job of hanging in there. I think that's honestly so. Like I always stay up the whole vigil. I'm kooky like that, but very rarely do I have the same person hanging out with me the whole time. And you pretty much made it to the end. Fair, like you were an hour shy of sunrise, so you should be very proud of yourself.
I, I will wear that ribbon with pride.
Yes.
I, it's like all of the missed sleep was like catching up to me all at once. And I think the new migraine medication is also possibly making it easier for me to fall asleep, or at least
Hmm.
at random. It's randomly I seem to be getting some naps in, so I'm like, all right, I'll take it.
Good.
It's been a while.
And honestly too, I think about 5 minutes after you logged off, Jillian came. So I wasn't even solo for any part of the vigil, which was nice too.
Okay. Like, I hope she enjoyed her concert. I was trying to hang in there to at least say, like, hey, she's gonna come back. She's gonna tell us all the things. And I was like, no, 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 no. Your brain says we're done.
Yeah, she came in, she's like, God, are you still awake? And I'm like, yeah, I'm doing laundry. What's up? Enjoying the movie? How was the concert? She's like, you are nuts.
You're absolutely.
Sleep is elusive. Laundry is
It
eternal.
is. That's why I'm really surprised that it caught me because typically I'm like out of reach regularly, and it's just like, no, come here, you. It's time.
Well, yeah,
Time for you
that was a
to
lot of
meet
fun.
the
Thank
sheep.
you for thank you for hanging in there with me.
You are so very
Hope you
welcome.
also had a good time.
I did. I did have a good time. For all conscious parts. I had a great time.
Alrighty. Oh my
Thoroughly
goodness.
enjoyed myself.
I can't believe it, but we're just about done here with this guy. I just gotta put a little stuffing and I guess a little more. Have a little more catnip in there. You got room.
I mean, I'm sure Wolfie didn't complain.
Yeah. Never how much stuff catnip is enough catnip. It's never enough catnip.
It's definitely one of those measure with your heart kind of things.
Yeah, absolutely. All
It's like,
right.
I love you this much, or do I love you this much?
So much. Literally named my channel after her. Whole online persona situation is all named after her.
I love your fuzzy little face. Have some nips.
Cool, Bubba. All right. Are we happy with that? I could do another tiny
Well,
there. All right. I just gotta
how are you
stitch
feeling?
this close and Trilithon is done.
How about I finally made it scholarship,
Oh,
and it wasn't until I got all the way home that I realized I did not pick up. Um,
back quarter.
yeah. Well,
Oh.
no. So I have a quarter. I have the quarter for the book.
Hmm.
It's funny. It's like I've got um four four different designs to choose from for the cover for the book,
Hmm.
and I found the last roll in the entire store of like packing paper.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna cut that down so that I have more brown paper to add with like the Amazon-esque paper.
Sure.
Because oh, there's some. Yeah.
But then,
Yeah. So
if you're an
I'm gonna try to make a nice
Amazon
thick book.
person, which I try not to always be an Amazon person, but sometimes I when I was preparing the away boxes for the event and whatnot, I obviously needed things to come in time, so Amazon services were summoned. Um
Uh, Well,
and
I got two bunches of the stuff, so I'm gonna use this will be useful for something.
yeah, if you're a Amazon shopper during the holidays, you'll probably wind up with plenty of that paper for the end there.
Well, usually for the holidays, or like the last couple years for the holidays, instead of doing big presents, we've been doing cookies because it's just easier to give everybody like a baker's dozen of delicious cookies for Christmas and send them where they need to go versus trying to figure out everybody's preferences when it comes to presents. Everybody loves cookies for the most part. So
Fair enough. Well, if you do want to do the Trilithon at a later date, I am putting this video up on my YouTube at some point. Um, and I think you said the other night that um you followed it, so you'll see it eventually.
I have plenty of polyfill, so I'm ready on that end. I just need the I just
How to?
completely forgot. I'm like, I need material for that. Yeah, it's like I have to get the actual like design cloths for the outside, and they had like felt pieces.
Hmm.
Would would felt sheets work, or should I look for just like fabrics like I look for the book?
I mean, you can make it out of whatever you'd like. I mean, within, theoretical reason. Um, because like the pattern I have, or the pattern I made, I guess, is just taking a fat quarter, and fat quarter is usually 20 by 18, right? So you
Hmm.
cut it in half on the 20 side. So then you have two pieces of fabric that are 10 inches wide and I'm sorry, 10 inches tall, 18 inches wide. And so then you cut each
Okay.
one of those into three. So you should wind up with a total of six panels of fabric that are 6 inches by 10 inches. And so then you put them together, wrong side out, right? And then you
Right.
sew
Hmm.
for the legs, you sew, leaving a hole at the top for the two legs. And for the back, you
Okay.
sew, leaving a hole in the middle. And then you stuff those legs and you sew them with the ladder stitch to the base of the trilithon in a position that feels good to you. And then
Okay. Yep.
finish stuffing the top of the trilithon. And I was saying before to somebody, I don't know if Jillian or was after Chef, but first time I made this, it was a little loosey-goosey around here, so I just went around again, and that fixed that up nicely. So don't be
Oh,
afraid if you see that. It's very fixable. Um, but to sew them together, it was just so wrong side out, straight stitch around, leaving like a 2 inch hole for stuffing later, and you turn it inside out. So it's not horrifyingly complex or anything like that. Um, I feel like it's a good way to practice your straight stitch and your ladder stitch if you're relatively new to sewing. Um, and then when I'm done, I dive my needle back down and have it come out in a different part of the thingy, and I pull the extra thread tight. So I've tied a knot over there, right? Pull this tight and then
hmm.
clip
Hmm.
it without clipping the fabric, and it pulls the excess inside so that it's
Nice.
not sticking out. And then there's no way to make this not awkwardly posed. Here we go. But there is a telephone.
Yeah.
I feel like that's upside down for you. Is it upside down for you?
I just realized that I am the sign that I'm kind of tired is because instead of hearing Trilithon, which you've said over the last like 2 hours, many, many
Oh
times,
no.
I heard chalupa.
Ha! There is a
Chalupa?
You're like,
telephone
I
for
just
you.
ate.
Behold, the chalupa.
The chalupa.
I think the real test is whether or not Wolf likes it, but she has fallen asleep again.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, that will have to wait for another day.
Okay, fun.
Da, 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 da. But yeah, I was saying before, this makes also a awesome neck pillow if you're going on vacation,
Oh yeah. I like that.
which I do recommend going on vacation. If you can do it, try it. Do it sometime.
I definitely thinking about it earlier today.
No, we got the big baby now.
Oh, here, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video
Behold.
here. Where am I? Let's see. Not this computer. This computer. Is it this one here? This one here.